Number 6, drama and shit talking coworkers. I am almost 50 years old. I should not have to say this, but I mean, it's a problem. It's an issue. Too many people are talking behind other officers' backs. Guys, we've got to get somewhat codified and unified because our industry is under attack. Aside from the fact that like it's just not proper bro code, it's not good for grown men to be chatty patties and like talking about people behind their back. But I think that we have to get to a point in 2024 where we realize what we stand to lose. I don't think that people are being honest about where things are going with private security. I showed you guys Robbie the robot. Don't think that that's just going to be in Portland, that's just one little R2D2 looking motherfucker. No, that's the direction they want to go. A armless, anamorphic, what's the word I'm looking for? Like anatromic type security guard that doesn't take breaks, that doesn't need to call off, that doesn't mac on bitches. Like that's what they want. That's what they want. And that's what they're going to ultimately get. Like our goal as security is to stretch that out as long as possible so that we can continue to provide for our families, continue to have a career, continue to be the force for good that we really are. We do serve a purpose. We do have a need, and there's a need for us. These robots and this AI type of security, that is not good for the actual people that are still having to work in these dangerous areas. But if we continue to do things like that, continue to do things that are similar to that, and we continue to backstab and bite each other, we're not going to have an industry for us to continue working in. Number 5 is trolling online. Oh, Lord, hang on. I could have never imagined when I started this security channel to help people, right? If you look at that very first video that I ever uploaded, it's like, hey, I'm getting into security. I've been working in the private sector and I'm looking for education. And, you know, I've reached out to our governing body. They won't teach us this. They won't teach us that. They won't give us access to this. And I'm looking to learn. And as I'm looking to learn, I'm going to take videos and share it with you guys so that anybody else that comes down this path, you know, they have more information than I did. Right. And that's what has spawned this security guard platform, the security guard channel, me talking to you guys and sharing this information and giving my perspective. And at the end of the day, that's all it is, right? It's just my perspective. I could have never in a million years have imagined that as I'm approaching 50, that I would deal with so many online trolls, like people that set out to be negative, to be mean, to be unprofessional. You know, one of the tenets of what we do here is trying to elevate the professionalism and to elevate the status of security, because we have such an issue with that in the everyday world, right? But the amount of people in the security industry over the past 2 years that I have dealt with that have just been horrible, not just to me, but to other people. Not just to other people in the security industry, but just in general, the level of toxic energy that surrounds trying to help people has been absolutely just mind blowing. It's been mind blowing. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But as we move into this year, I think that needs to stop. Living your life in a miserable state where you're talking negative about people or taking shots at people or trying to build yourself off of somebody else's hard work and effort, that is so childish, and it's not proper man code. Like for me, I live my life by a certain code, and it's the man code. You know what I mean? I was in the military. I've worked in the prison system. I've worked in law enforcement. When you are in those environments, you cannot carry yourself like that for long. One of the greatest things that I learned working in the prison, first prison I ever worked in, county prison in Pennsylvania. One of the OGs, an old timer, you know, dude was doing life. He had nowhere to go. He was like, look, you know, this is your job. This is our home. And everything in this prison, in these four walls, it works off of respect. I understand that you're an officer. I understand that, you know, you got a job to do. It is what it is. But if you disrespect us, if you mistreat us, if you come at us the wrong way, regardless of the position that you're in, you need to understand that there's going to be repercussions and consequences. He was like, I'm doing life. I'm not going anywhere. Most of the guys that are in here are doing life. They're not going anywhere. They can't give us more time. And he said something to me that I will never forget. He said, it means nothing to me to throw your ass off of that tier and send you home in multiple body bags. Do your job, clock in, clock out, and remember, respect goes both ways. You respect us, we respect you. You disrespect us, best believe we will disrespect you. And he was dead ass serious. In those environments, corny trolling, talking shit, getting out of line, saying weird stuff, there's consequences. And we live in a world today where everybody is online. You don't have to see people. You don't have to be next to people. You don't have to bump into people. Now, if we did, there'd probably be a lot of different energy out there, right? If you worked in an environment where you were with people who would pull your coat or pull your card and say, hey, we don't do that. We don't do that. That energy would be a little bit different, right? But what we have to do as men and what we have to do in this environment is just say, look, all we can do is not participate in it. Whether that's your coworkers talking bad about people behind their back, no one should ever, and I tell people this all the time, no one will ever feel comfortable talking to me about a coworker, talking to me about a friend. God forbid you talk to me negatively about one of my family members. I'm not going to cockeye and kiki with somebody if they're out of line talking about somebody that I'm close to. It won't happen. I'll check them, right? And so that needs to be the energy in 2024. You should not, under any circumstances, if you rock with somebody, and this goes beyond me. We're talking real man shit right now. Okay, this goes well beyond social media and YouTube. We're talking real man shit, right? In your life, no one should feel comfortable talking shit about somebody you're close to you. Nope. If somebody comes to me and says, hey man, Brad said X, Y, and Z about you, I don't care what Brad said. What did you say when Brad said it? Oh, I didn't say anything, man. I didn't want to get into him. All right, then you get the fuck away from me too. Right? Because you can't do that with me. You cannot come to me and say anything negative to me about the people that I fuck with. You can't. I won't tolerate it. And I won't tolerate it with people that are doing good in this world. I won't tolerate it for people that are working hard to try and make a difference. I will not tolerate it. Okay?